Hey guys, Matthew here, getting ready to watch episode 3 of season 2 of House of the Dragon, titled The Burning Mill. Cannot wait. Hope this should be. I'm expecting to see a big battle here, like an actual, prime Game of Thrones, big stage, big budget battle here. So I'm excited for that. Getting ready to see the greatest the greatest rivalry in the history of fiction right here. Last episode was another excellent episode. I'm very happy with this show. I know I've discussed it in the last episode and the episode before, the controversy surrounding the show and how really bitter some of the book readers are. They are changing a lot of stuff, but I think that the show is fantastic, without a doubt. I mean, so far, my only complaint really is they shortened, like I said, season 1 should have been split into 2 seasons, and then they condensed season 2 in only 8 episodes, and it feels like some of the characters are not getting as much time as they should have. Yet, I bet we're gonna get an 18th Alicent Cole sex scene this episode. So, we'll see about that. Cargyle Bowl was fantastic. Last episode, we saw Hugh, Alan, Adam. I saw. Yeah. Now, for some of you who are connoisseurs of A Song of Ice and Fire media, might watch Alt Shift X or Alt Shift X, and I watched his episode breakdown. Just the way that he's unrivaled with the Song of Ice and Fire content. The way it's just so palatable for any mood you're in. But anyway, he also said that the guy who was talking to the lady whose son was killed by Aegon because he was a rat catcher, that was Ulf. So excited to see him as well. I'm excited to see all these characters. I don't know how they're gonna fit everything in to the season, but I don't know. I do not know. And I also heard that the title to the next episode is The Dance of Dragons, which, oh man. So I'm already hyped for the next episode, but this episode I'm hyped for as well. And also, the one last thing I did want to say about last episode, phenomenal acting. I mean, the acting is great in the entire show, every character. But last episode was very specifically some of the best in the show so far. The Daemon and Rhaenyra scene was fantastic. Fantastic. And Tom Glenn he's been working his ass off. Nobody's hit Considine levels for me this season. But I'm interested to see who's going to be the best actor, in my opinion, for this season. But I'm hyped for the episode. If you guys liked the video, drop a like, leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. Love talking to you guys about content like this. I've got a Patreon in the description. I've got some full-length reactions. If that's something you're interested in, I'd appreciate it. You checked it out. And let's get straight into the reaction. Didn't mention Cole getting his promotion. So I also discussed the last episode. I am really sad because I think that we might not see Rhys Ifans Otto for the rest of the season. I think that they might do that. And we also got confirmation that Daeron was in the show, which is fantastic news.
Do you accept me as your queen and ruler?
Fantastic. Probably the best scene of the season. Best scene of the show is Viserys walking into the throne room, without a doubt.
Who are they?
Rat catchers.
That gentleman. Ulf. I don't know because I don't like to watch the episode breakdowns from like the directors and the showrunners until after the season. So I don't know if that's where he got the information from. But it's got to be the greatest opening of any show of all time. Greatest, not my favorite. You know, when you talk about my favorite, I think of like maybe Dexter, Dexter slightly above this, or maybe even season 1 of The Leftovers. It's close to this. But this, it's so iconic. Gail Rankin. Oh. Oh. Something I love about Game of Thrones, and I would assume that House of the Dragon does the same, is they only bill the characters if they're in the episode. So, you know, if Daenerys wasn't in one episode, Emilia Clarke would not be credited because she wasn't in the episode. And I like that. I do like that. It also notifies you what you're going to see throughout the episode. Oh, Bracken. You guys, Bracken or Blackwood fans?
Fuck you. This is our land.
Is that Bloody Ben?
Babe killer. What did you say?
No, it's not. My bad.
Your false Queen Rhaenyra is a kinslayer. Your uncle declared for Aegon, did he? Aegon Targaryen is no true king. Just as you are no true knight. Craven. Little. God!
I love the look of this show so much, man.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, god damn. That is that is one of the best cuts this show has ever done. Something that the books did so well is the aftermath of war, specifically like a Feast for Crows and Brienne's point of view. Something that obviously Game of Thrones was lacking in the adaptation, but just something like seeing a battlefield at the end. It's just so striking.
They usurped my throne. That's just one answer. Or was it when the child was beheaded? Or when Aemond killed Luke? Or when Luke took Aemond's eye? It's eaten out at the point where none of it will matter. There may be another way. Alicent Hightower. When last we met, Alicent said I would make a fine queen. You've seen what has happened since then. She came to me in the hours after your Lord Father's death. She knows war is coming. Savage beyond all compare. There is no war so hateful to the gods as a war between kin.
Oh, that's a banger line.
And no war so bloody as a war between dragons.
So one of the most important ideas of this world, this culture, is kinslaying and how it's the worst sin you can commit. And it's something that I don't think Game of Thrones really hit on the head or portrayed to the audience. Alicent sucking his dick under a desk. With this show right now, that's what I expect right now.
Only they'll be waiting.
One of my favorite parts of the books and the shows is council meetings. I love seeing just like 4 or 5, 6 people discuss politics. I don't remember from the books if someone else gets promoted or he's both head of the Kingsguard and hand of the king. I don't remember that.
You've appointed new knights to the Kingsguard, Your Grace.
To replace those we lost.
The last one needlessly, some might say.
Come on, Jasper.
Now, it already has. House Bracken took it upon themselves to attack the Blackwoods, who declared for the Pretender. Samuel Blackwood himself is slain.
Good. First blood in our name.
Oh, we better get... I want to see it.
I'm not entirely certain we can declare this a victory. The Blackwoods and the Brackens have feuded for centuries. This is nothing more than an excuse for them to indulge their ancient grudge. It's no true war.
What you will. I call it war. And so will Dragonstone. The question is, What are we going to do about it?
Lord Uncle Ormond marches from Old Town at the head of a great host, Your Grace. And your brother Darren's dragon nears fighting age. Call on them.
Yeah, more Daron.
This council must rediscover the discipline it lately had if it's to be of any use.
The Riverlands are the key to the war.
Yes, they're the key to any war.
I will ride out with those I can muster here, men I know, men I've trained.
You need time to raise the numbers to challenge the Rivermen.
Speed is my ally. Found land houses who declared for Rhaenyra to our cause. We will add their numbers to our own and then turn west the Brackens, subdue the Riverlands, and take Harrenhal.
Come on, Aemon, let's go.
Vhagar will remain here to defend the city.
Good. To war, then. I'll come too, with Sunfire.
Aegon.
To draw attention.
And what will you do if you encounter one or more of Rhaenyra's dragons? She'll want to answer for Sir Arryn.
We will be more like to encounter one if we field one of our own.
You must remain, brother. It's a brave thought. We cannot risk your loss.
I told you, I love council scenes, man.
I'm as fearsome as any of them.
Yes, he is. Put some respect on his name. And I want to see Sunfire.
Price would you set?
A place at your court.
You said your earnest desire was to flee Westeros.
I changed my mind.
Showed me grace when you could have withheld it. I'm not often surprised.
One turn for another, then.
What's with this oddly ancient China robe Mysaria is wearing?
That is worth more than gold to you now.
And what is my worth to you?
I would punish the High Towers for what they have done. Are they always like this?
Sea Smoke, my late lord husband's dragon.
Laenor, like, I don't think y'all understand, like, one of the most important things, ideas behind dragons is their magical bond with their rider. It is a spit in the face of George's work if Sea Smoke bonds with someone else before confirmation of Laenor's death is given, I will say.
To send Joffrey to Ward with my cousin, Lady Jane Arryn. She has pledged an army in return for a dragon, so she will have one. Aegon and Viserys will accompany him until a place of greater safety can be found. And Stormcloud, I want you to go with them. Teach them, train them, guard them as a dragon guards her eggs.
And my sister?
She has a dragon.
As a dragon?
I cannot promise to make you happy, but I ask you, make this sacrifice willingly, for all of us.
Oh, the music is kicking in. Are we getting to Harrenhal? I got goosebumps, man. Like I said, something about this show. I cannot wait for the rest of them. Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Maybe even a Aegon's Conquest. Interested to see how they pull that off. 1,000 ships. Oh, whatever they want to do. With show me Sunfire. Show me Sunfire. I love Caraxes. I love Daemon. I love them together. Poorly. Oh, now. Never mind. Never mind. Forgot what Aegon did to this place. And Larys. Oh, this show. I like how ominous this looks. It feels like a video game. Like a boss stage. I gotta lock in. I can't get jump scared. Damn, dude.
I'm claiming Harrenhal.
Apparently so.
One-man army?
I, Sir Simon Strong, Castellan of Harrenhal, pledge fealty to Rhaenyra of House Targaryen, first of her name.
Oh, baby.
Survived many a battle, I do not mean to be felled by poison peas.
I'll admit that my cook's peas aren't exactly the stuff of legend, but poison?
Well, it's an easy way to kill a dragon rider.
If you've not yet surmised, you are welcome here.
And what of your lord, Larys Strong? Hmm? He who sits at the false court of Aegon.
Larys Clubfoot is no lord of mine. A scourge upon this castle and this family. You will find no loyalty to Larys Strong here, my prince.
Your grace.
Forgive me, I'd only assumed that as consul.
And we are reminded of the perilousness of assumption.
Indeed. Your grace.
I love Matt Smith, man.
It is also, not to be argumentative, in something of a state of disrepair, since your forebear incinerated much of it with his dragon.
Well, that is precisely why we must bring it into a state of repair.
It's the coin, my prince. It is Bracken and Blackwood have long detested one another.
Why?
Oh, well.
We could go on all day. I love how fast the show moves, but at the same time, I'm scared of the consequences of how fast it moves. I do wish we could stay in places for a little longer.
Your host is mustered and ready to march.
He enjoys battle. Smells good.
Oh, Gawain!
How exhilarating to arrive at court after 3 long months on the road to find my Lord Father, who served 3 kings faithfully,
Okay.
unseated as hand of a king. A man from such modest beginnings.
The march will be hard, sir.
No one is more delighted than I to march out to war with the Dornishmen. Sister.
It's like I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like I want to know these characters more, and especially I can imagine a casual fan would be like, wait a minute, Alicent has a brother? Like, come on, Cole, what you got? Still there? Oh, wow. That's awesome. Oh, wow, we're not in the middle of a desert. That's crazy. Come on, Season 8.
There has been no word from Prince Daemon, Your Grace.
Then we must press what advantage we do have.
And what is that?
Dragons. Start turning green strongholds to our cause and burn those who resist.
No. If dragons begin fighting dragons, we invite our own destruction. It is in itself a weapon. The Greens will make the same calculation.
The value of a sword is not within its scabbard.
We will secure victory with armies, not with dragons.
Watch yourself. But I agree with you, but watch yourself.
You think about secreting yourself somewhere safe, while we remain here as a source of distraction for the enemy.
Conduct the war in my absence.
It would merely be a precaution.
It would be treason.
Respect her. That's the queen.
This council would do well to remember that their queen wears the crown of my grandsire, Jaehaerys the Conciliator. A prudent ruler, the wisest of Targaryen kings whose reign outlasted every other. Even Aegon the Conqueror's.
It's still warm.
I would assume we're on Driftmark, and Rhaenys just flew over. I think.
Would displease neither Rhaenyra nor the gods. Rhaena named heir to Driftmark.
Rhaena, Lord of the Tides.
There is Rhaena or there is Joffrey. Both soon to be far from the creak of ships and the ocean's roar.
I have much to attend to.
I really like their relationship so much. It feels like I don't know. It feels realer than a lot of other relationships in the show.
Safe enough. Far away from any danger with only babes to nurse me.
You do a great service, and may yet find yourself glad to be out of harm's way.
Do not coddle me, Baela. Grant me at least that dignity.
I meant no insult.
These eggs are even more fragile. But should all come to ruin here, you will bear our hope for the future.
Your Grace.
Jov. Baby Jov.
But I ought not to, I think. People die all the time. Especially babes. They're so little, so they're taken so easily.
Wonder if they're gonna do a plotline of her being pregnant with Maelor. It's either that or they just literally delete this Aegon's other son from existence, from the book existence.
I warrant they thought I had no more right to grief than they do.
Stranger comes for us all. Queen and commoner.
I just realized. No more sex scenes for a while.
Another is that his grace was outwitted by his councillors and persuaded to fly to war with Sir Criston, so the Queen Alicent may reign in his absence. Miss Aemond at her side. Of course.
This guy. He's got him wrapped around his finger.
Lord Larys? My father always said he had no use for a master of whisperers.
Oh, okay. I spoke too soon, my bad.
Yet.
Okay. My bad.
Wanting for one. I should be glad of your talents.
Oh, man. I forget her name. Did we learn her name? I don't know. This is Hugh's wife. Right? And that is Ulf, presumably? Apparently. This guy is famous at this place, man.
One for yourself, there's a good girl, eh?
Oh, Diana. Was that Diana? I don't know. It looked like it.
Dornish, are you?
Yes, I am.
Ross, my house never settled. Although it said even dawn mourned the passing of my grandsire. Is that so?
What's your grandsire?
They call him the Conciliator.
King Jaehaerys.
I'm the son of Balon the Brave.
Bastard brother to Prince Daemon.
And the late King Viserys. To the one true queen, Rhaenyra Targaryen.
You do not look very much like King Viserys.
He kind of does.
All hail the king!
All hail the king!
Drinks for all! At the pleasure of the crown!
At the butcher of the crown. Let's go.
A little tame, but a good a place as any to get it wet. I know, just the juice of you, my boy.
What is going on?
Sylvie or Celsi or something like that.
Celsi. Jesus, dude. Jesus, what is going on with the nudity? What, does he go there every day to see her? And this, I didn't pick it up on the first time, but she does look like Alicent. He's got some mommy issues, man.
If it soothes your brow, Cole, we will rendezvous with your army at first light. Or if their wine is good, perhaps a little after first light.
Exposed.
What?
Cole?
Get to the trees!
Wow. Come on, Baylor.
A good showing, Sir Kristen. I'm in your debt.
They know we're abroad, they'll be hunting. We must move under the trees and by cover of dark starting tonight. And no fucking inns.
Sir Kristen Cole. With some half-dozen other knights, I'm sure.
You saw that was Sir Kristen Cole?
We commend the Lady Baylor for her sharp eyes, but we can tarry no longer. The time for action is surely now.
Your Grace, I must agree. And request your permission to return to Rook's Rest and fortify...
No! Rook's Rest?
Who ought to worry?
Prince Daemon has Caraxes.
Cole will look to increase his numbers, and he may call upon a dragon of his own.
This is why you must act now, Your Grace.
I have heard your arguments. And will consider them.
Come on, are we gonna get an Alice scene here? It's eerie, it's ominous. Come on, give me an Alice scene.
Always coming and going, aren't you?
It's a dream sequence? This feels very dream sequency.
And I have to clean up afterwards.
Oh, Millie. Guilty about it. That is an interesting way to take this character. In the books, it's not Daemon. It's Daemon and Rhaenyra's decision to do that, and they want to kill Jaehaerys.
You will die.
Or Mailer. Oh, Alice. One of my most anticipated characters for this season.
What can be averted, it is my duty to avert it. I have reason to believe she may be of the same opinion. She has expressed her remorse.
We can have a message brought to her, in secret.
She would not agree to it. She would suspect some subterfuge. I must see her, face to face.
They are putting too much focus on their relationship. It should be Aegon and Rhaenyra. Not that I don't like Alicent or Rhaenyra. I love them both. What? Looks like a Septa.
No, no.
What? I must speak with you.
We watched the tourney together, you and I. The day my brother was born. We knew, even then, that men trained up for battle are eager to fight. Glory. But you,
It's crazy. These two characters are so much more gray. Like, in the book, they do a lot of shitty things. Like, a lot of shitty things.
I wish to avert the worst of what may now come.
And it just feels like they're pushing these two to be such goody two-shoes and everyone else.
I am a mother too, and you have yet to answer for the murder of my son.
I repudiate that act with all my heart.
Of course you do. Usurping my rightful inheritance.
Your father changed his mind.
Oh, so you say. And so your father has proclaimed the realm.
Saw the king that night.
Mere hours before I left him, he had affirmed my right to the throne. A right he upheld steadfastly every day of his life after my mother died. And yet you will maintain that his mind was changed in an instant.
I will.
You lie. When was your plan first laid? Was your ambition so keen?
He changed his mind, Rhaenyra. Mind. I swear this to you, on the memory of my mother.
Did he speak my name?
You gotta give her a little bit of information so she can reveal the true meanings behind his words.
He said he was the prince that was promised to unite the realm.
What?
I desire peace as you do, but if it's ever...
Did my father use those words? He spoke to you of the Song of Ice and Fire. It's a story he once told. About Aegon the Conqueror.
Oh, I have a lot to speak about Alicent and Rhaenyra.
It's too late, Rhaenyra.
Alicent.
You know, with how much they're changing stuff, I wonder what they're going to change in the future. I do wonder, because even stuff that they're changing, they've changed such major stuff already that I could very easily see them changing one or two small things, to benefit stuff in the long run already. But I don't know. That was episode 3 of season 2's House of the Dragon. Very disappointing. The title being the Burning Mill, and seeing no Burning Mill. I mean, like, as someone who is not huge into like the battles and stuff like that, as in that being my number one part of watching, or my number one part of being a fan, it's not my favorite. I like the dialogue and the politics, but at the same time, you have to throw a little bit. I was looking forward to definitely seeing a battle, not a 60-minute special, because it is about the Brackens and the Blackwoods, but getting that season 1 of Game of Thrones battle where they just cut it, it is slightly disappointing. And I thought that was a fantastic episode. Easily the I don't want to say worst, but the least best episode of the season so far. But seeing all of the focus in the show is going towards Alicent and Rhaenyra. And I really want to repeat it. I love Alicent and I love Rhaenyra. I loved them in season 1. I'm loving them in season 2, but I feel like they're making them such not one-dimensional, but they're making them Rhaenyra. She's just good. You know what I mean? Almost like a Jon Snow situation, where Jon Snow in the books, he is so complex, and obviously one of George R. R. Martin's parts of his writing is a mind in conflict. Someone wanting something, and you know what I mean, but something comes in the way of it, and just do they really want it? Stuff like that, inner thought. And obviously, Fire and Blood, the book that this show is based off of, isn't like that. It's a rudimentary, non-complex, simple history book. So you have to extrapolate a lot from it, especially in order to adapt it. But at the same time, it really feels like they're whitewashing Rhaenyra, where she can do no wrong. She's always in the right. She's this peaceful queen who does nothing wrong or makes no violent decisions. When in the books, she makes a lot of, you know what I mean, not like horrendous decisions, but is more complex, and especially with Alicent. For those who have not read the books, no spoilers for the feature. Alicent is not like a childhood friend with Rhaenyra. She is a lot older in the books, and it's more like an evil stepmother sort of relationship. And I want to say this, I loved the change to make her a childhood friend, but at the same time, I thought that Alicent, I believe the time skip was in episode 6 or 7. The first episode of Alicent was perfect because she really felt vindictive, and she turned into it naturally, and you really felt it. I really liked that Alicent. And the past episodes really felt like it was all about Alicent and Cole, and this episode getting that 7-minute scene with Rhaenyra that does not happen in the books. And again, I want to say I liked changing Alicent's age, but I think that they're focusing way too much on Alicent and Rhaenyra, when I think if done correctly, if they would have done it this way, I think a relationship between siblings would have been just as hitting, just as striking as a friendship. I mean, if Rhaenyra and Aegon and Aemon and Helena were actually given time to interact with each other, you know what I mean? I feel like, and you don't even have to get rid of the Alicent stuff. You just have it all. Have it all, and then don't smush this season down in 8 episodes. Don't condense season 1 into 1 season. Make it 2 seasons. I don't know. When you're as passionate about a story as I am with A Song of Ice and Fire, it's so easy to pick things apart. Not that, again, I want to say I love this episode. But again, I love picking things apart. It's just, it's the way that I am. I loved Daemon at Harrenhal. Very interested about that dream sequence. Is that our first dream sequence of the show? I know that Game of Thrones had a decent amount, specifically in the... not even a decent amount. In the books there was so many, but I know there was some Daenerys stuff in the House of the Undying. But I really did enjoy that. I'm very interested to see Gail Rankin portray Alice Rivers, a very interesting character, so to speak. One whom, again, I would love to see that expanded vision of in the show. Because, again, the small part of the book that is Fire and Blood, doesn't really go into a lot of personal feelings and complex characteristics. It's sort of just a history book telling you who, what, when, and where. You know what I mean? Not the why at some points. So I'm interested to see that. Interested to see Cole, and everything is moving very, very fast. I will say I love that we got another Daeron mention. And I don't think we're gonna see Daeron this season. I think that's what I heard, which again is very disappointing. But I'm so excited for Daeron, especially if they portray him like the book, because something that I think is undeniable, the way they've made the Greens feel like the bad guys, and they've made the Blacks feel like the good guys. I feel like no matter what side you look at it, if the Greens are bad, if the Blacks are bad, Daeron is good. You know what I mean? He's that sort of young, charismatic You know what I mean? Nice character that I think is a very stark contrast to his siblings, especially in the portrayals that House of the Dragon has shown. So I am very interested to see what's up with that. Again, I know that next episode is called The Dance of Dragons, or Dance of Dragons, one of those two. And I know that we got a mention of Rook's Rest. So I'm very hyped for the next episode. I hope shit goes down. But that's going to be it for this episode. Another fantastic episode. Sorry I was critical. It's just the one bad part about making reactions is it's my immediate thoughts. And sometimes, I'll say like a tenth of the time, when it's something as... when I'm passionate about something as much as I am about Song of Ice and Fire, something I've been borderline obsessed with for 5 years, the changes from the book can sort of be my first thing that I think of. But again, I keep repeating that I'm repeating it, but I have thoroughly enjoyed this show and this season so far. Just sad that we're basically almost halfway done it already. I don't know. I hope not. I hope this is not going on a mid-season break. But, you know, nowadays you can never put it past any network to do what they want. So, that's going to be it for the episode. If you guys liked it, leave a like, drop a comment. I would really appreciate it. I've got a Patreon down in the description. The full-length reaction to this video is going to be up there. And if it's something that you guys would be interested in, I'd appreciate it if you checked it out. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next House of the Dragon episode. You guys have a good one.